Hello, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. Okay, ladies, I have such a fun video for y'all today, but before we get into what this topic is, I need y'all to realize, and I want to put a preface on this. Ladies, your femininity is for you first. The things that you're doing and implementing in your life, they're for you first. Okay, ladies? And so I don't want to get into this video with you thinking that the things that I'm mentioning you should be doing for another person. However, other people do benefit from them. Okay, ladies? So keeping that in mind, this is for you first. Other people get the benefit. What we're going to be talking about today are 10 micro habits of a woman whose man is obsessed with her. Okay, ladies, I always love to look at the dynamic of a relationship where you can tell the man is just like wrapped around her freaking finger. Oh my gosh, those kind of women, they always kind of capture my attention when you can tell, that her man just does not play about her. And I always look at the characteristics, like what is it about this woman that has her husband or her boyfriend or her fiance acting this way? And there are a few key things that I have boiled down that I have noticed. And of course, there's so many more. But I want to give y'all some micro habits. Okay, ladies? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, ladies, so number one is she adores herself first. Something about a woman who is into herself, genuinely loves herself, is so captivating to not only just the man in her life, but other people in her life, okay? When someone has so much self-love and you can tell they really feel like they are that girl, it's such an energy that pulls you in, right? And so women who are like this in relationships, they love themselves so much. They give themselves so much gratitude. They do so much for themselves that their man can't help but mimic the same behavior, because by loving herself so much, she's also teaching him how to love her as well. And so, ladies, prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first, making sure that you're doing things that you love to do, living the life that you want to live, treating yourself the best way that you can is always going to be the best way, okay, to have a man who you're in a relationship with obsessed with you, because there's nothing else he can do but mimic that behavior. Okay. And so this is a huge, huge number one. I feel like this comes before anything else. You have to love yourself to the point to where you're almost delusional about you. Right, ladies? And so these women have this down to an art. They don't play about themselves. They're going to make sure they get the best treatment. They're going to be treating themselves even when it's not where he sees it. They're going to be doing it so much that it can't help but kind of boil over and be seen by people. So it's not a, hey, look at me, I'm doing this for myself. Hey, look at me, I'm taking care of this for myself. It's just a part of who they are. They don't have to show it. And people don't always see it, but they know it's happening. Right, ladies? She does it because that's what she wants to do for herself. It's not performative. And women like this, usually when they are in relationships, the man is just as obsessed as she is. Okay, ladies, number two, and remember, we're talking micro habits. So these are going to be the small things, right, ladies? She smiles when she's communicating with him. Okay, ladies, and this isn't just like, hey, you got to be in his face, grinning ear to ear, like being extra. This is more so to add warmth, okay, to the communication, especially if he's talking to her, especially if he's doing something in this conversation that's kind of benefiting her. But even when he's just talking and wants to be in conversation with her, she's adding warmth and she's smiling, okay, when he says certain things. She's smiling when she's talking back to him, because even like I told you ladies before, when you're smiling while you're talking, people can hear it. They can hear the smile, even if they don't see it. It adds warmth, okay? And it's a beautiful thing when a woman is in conversation and she's adding warmth to it because it's so gravitating. It makes you want to continue to lean into her and hear what she has to say. And so a lot of times you'll see these men talking to their woman and she's doing all of this, and you'll find that it's like there's literally almost like no one else is in the room because he's so drawn in to that warmth she's providing. It's like it feels real good over here in the sunlight, right, ladies? And so he's so drawn into it and enjoying it. And so she adds that by smiling when they're communicating, ladies, smiling when she's speaking to him or saying something sweet to him. She adds warmth to their communication. Okay, ladies. And number 3, which I love because I am a physical touch girly, I love when these women lightly and casually just touch their man. Not like groping and like grabbing all aggressively on him or trying to prove anything. It's just like, she laughs and she just kind of puts her hand on his chest. You're like, ah, ha, 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 a little hand on the chest. Or she's like, oh, let me get this off of you. And she's like brushing a little lint off his sleeve or, messing with his collar. Just little kind of like micro touches, right? So those things kind of create an intimacy without doing too much, right, ladies? It's a way to it creates kind of a tension, right, ladies? It creates tension. There's a little bit of a spark. There's a little bit like it pulls at his curiosity a little bit too, because he's like, she's a little touchy today, or like, oh, is she flirting with me? It kind of adds intrigue to their encounters, because it's not so much where it's blatant that she's flirting. It's not so much to where it's blatant that she wants it to be seen like they're together, but it's so light that it's kind of just for him, right? She's not doing it for anyone else to notice. She's giving him just a little bit of a touch for him to enjoy. And I think that is always like, I see what you're doing, girl. Like, I love it. I do it all the time. Okay, ladies, and number 4 is going to be she compliments him. But here's the thing, not just generic, you look good today compliments, right, ladies? Her compliments are very specific, right? Her compliments also are really good to produce outcomes that she wants to continue to see, right? And it's not to manipulate, it's to encourage. So it would be more so like if he handled something really, really well, and she wants to encourage that. She wants to see him do things like that more often. And she really was impressed by it. I love the way that you handled that situation. Okay, ladies, the compliments have meaning. The compliments produce results, right, ladies? And she knows how to kind of sprinkle those compliments into their conversations to make sure that he also recognizes that these certain actions that you're doing or these certain ways that you're going about things, I recognize them, and I'm going to compliment you for positive feedback so that you know that's something that's actually repeatable and actually would probably be good for you. Right, ladies? It's a way of sometimes giving advice without even having to do so. Right? And furthermore, men love to be admired. Okay. Some of the biggest reasons, and I hate to say this, but some of the biggest reasons why men in successful marriages end up finding their way kind of on the wayside is because there's some other woman who made him feel admired. Right? This is not a cop-out. This is not to say that that's right. But a lot of times they get caught up in feeling admired so much that it kind of makes them go that way. And so they love it. They're almost addicted to being admired. Okay? And this woman does not have an issue with letting him know that she admires him. And she does that through her compliments and the way that she speaks to him. Right, ladies? Okay, so this is very important as well. Number 5, which I love, she keeps a little bit of mystery for herself, okay? She does not feel the need to overshare every little thing that's going on in her life, because here's the funny thing, that leaves room for curiosity. But even in long term, when you're having conversations and something pops up and he's like, when did that happen? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It's like, oh, no, you don't know me like you think you do. Like, you don't know every single little thing about me. That curiosity is intriguing, okay? A little mystery, a little something that is meant for her that she doesn't, it's not that she's hiding it. It's just that it's meant for her. And if it's ever meant for him to find out, he'll find out when the time comes and he can be like, oh, dang, I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying, ladies? A little mystery has never hurt a relationship. I'm not saying being secretive and doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, but a little mystery, a little bit of having your own life, a little bit of having hobbies and things that you're doing and friends that are for you that he doesn't know every single little detail about is healthy. Right? It's healthy. It's intriguing. It keeps a little bit of curiosity going. Okay, ladies, this is great for long-term relationships because sometimes it gets kind of stagnant, and women whose man has been obsessed with them for a long time, they know how to always have something going, and he may or may not just fully know about it. Okay. And do this in a healthy way, ladies. I'm not saying anything, crazy, but in a healthy way to where it is good when it comes up. It creates a curiosity. It's like, okay. I did not know that kind of moment. Okay, ladies? Okay, ladies. So number 6 is she practices gratitude and affection. But here's the thing, unprompted, not with him asking for it. It's random. It's kind of out of nowhere. And this is kind of like randomly thanking him for something small. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate how you always hold the door open for me. And then he'll be like, what? That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm your man. And then be like, I know, but there's a lot of men who don't do that. So I really do appreciate that you do that. It makes me feel like such a lady. Right, ladies? It's just a small gratitude. Oh, excuse me. It's like a small gratitude, a small little dose of affection, okay, that he wasn't expecting you to say, or he doesn't expect it on a regular, but you just kind of throw it in for a little razzle dazzle. Right, ladies? And so a little bit of gratitude goes a long way with men because honestly, most men, especially masculine men, they're not just expecting you to sit up and just worship and and thank them for everything. If I had 1,000 tongues, I couldn't say thank you. That's not what they're asking for. Okay, but a little bit of gratitude honestly does go a long way. A little bit of affection goes a long way to let them know, like, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. I like that, and I really appreciate that. Right, ladies? Okay, ladies. So number 7 is she moves feminine and confident. Okay, ladies, the one thing that will make me cringe more than anything is to see a couple and the woman and the man, like they walk the exact same. Like you can't tell which one feminine. You can't tell which one is the masculine. They just the same. Just walk. And here's the thing. I know that happens over years and years and years. I do understand that. But as the feminine woman, you want to have flair. You don't want to be walking around the same way your man is walking around. He been working all day. He tired. He probably has no kind of care in the world about how he's walking. And you walking next to him just the exact same way. Like, no, ladies, we're meant to be the sexy. We're meant to bring the spark. We are the girl, right? And so for us, it's like, yes, the way we walk, get a little switch going. Oh my gosh, I seen a TikTok and it was like, women don't switch no more. Like, what happened? Women don't switch no more. They walk around like we walk around. And it's true. Like, ladies, we have to get back to thinking about adding feminine flair, even in like our mannerisms, in our walk, the way we sit, our posture. Okay. Adding softness, but still being very secure in ourselves. We are the feminine, right, ladies? It's about how you carry yourself. And so women whose men are obsessed tend to just have a little bit more feminine flair in their mannerisms when they're speaking to their man, like their hand movements and their little laugh. And, she's going to switch and give them something to look at. Ladies, we are the feminine. Do not, especially in long-term relationships, let yourself get so complacent that you start to lose those things and you and him become the same. Y'all might as well be brother and sister. Right, ladies? So you want to add that. Make sure you're adding that feminine flair, okay? It's not meant for y'all to be the exact same. Add that feminine flair, okay, to the interactions. Add that feminine flair to the outings, okay? Okay, ladies, and number 8, this is going to touch home because I tell y'all to have your signature things. Ladies, these women tend to have a signature scent, something that when she's not near him, he can smell it and it instantly puts him into her presence. Like he feels like she's there because she has this signature scent that is hitting on such a memory in his head to where when he smells it, he's gonna think of her. He has no choice, right, ladies? And so she's going to try to imprint that as much as she can. So she's gonna smell good all the time. Okay, she's gonna be wearing her signature scent around him. It's gonna be on the pillows. It's gonna be in the car. He's gonna be wondering, where is this scent coming from? She's not even here. She leaves a little trace of it behind, right, ladies? And so having a signature scent is so great for that particular reason because it's cool to be versatile and switch it up sometimes and all of that. I get it. But you do want to have one core scent that just jogs the memory, right, ladies? That one scent that just, he don't think about nobody but you. Right? My woman, that smells just like my woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. Okay. And so, yes, you can switch them out and combos and all this kind of stuff, but have you something that smells like you? Have you something that's like, yeah, that's her all the way, so that when he's just moving around and, going about his day, he gets in the car, he smells it like, right? Maybe that provokes him to kind of want to text you or hit you up or something. When he's walking in the house, your scent hits him. You get what I'm saying, ladies? When he lays down in the bed, your scent hits him, right? It's so good to have those kind of memory, thought-provoking kind of scents and those things that kind of remind him of you throughout his day. And you don't even have to do anything. Okay, ladies, number 9, she knows when to disappear. Right, ladies? And here's the thing. We ain't talking about you just up and leave for 2-3 days on end. He don't know where you at. He panicking. He done called the police. We're not talking about that. We're saying she knows how to give him space to miss her. So on a Saturday, y'all are lounging. You're like, you know what? I'm going to run to a few department stores for a couple hours. Do you need anything while I'm out? I just kind of want to get a little me time and, pick up a few things and be gone. Okay? Be unavailable. You ain't got to text him back all fast. He knows that you're out. You're getting some me time. You're letting the desire build. You're letting it be known that it's like, I don't have to be up under you 24/7. Ladies, especially when you're dating, I'm going to tell you something that I kind of picked up on a long time ago. Don't always be the girl that can just hang out. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies? When he at the house, you just at the house with him hanging out. You get what I'm saying? You don't, he with his boys, you over there with him just hanging out. It's okay to be around sometimes. I'm not saying that's an issue. But what I'm saying is your time together and the time that you spend there with him, it shouldn't just be because you're just there, right, ladies? It shouldn't just be he laying around watching the game, you laying around watching the game, you don't really want to go home, or whatever it is, you don't have nothing else going on, so you're gonna be here. Don't be the hangout girl, right? Have some things going on. Know how to get away. Know how to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the nail shop for a couple hours. I need a mani and a pedi. I'm gonna let you rock out, and I will see you when I get back. Bye. Mwah, mwah. See you later. Right, ladies? Have some things going on to where you can have some time away. That's healthy, right? Don't always be available. Have some things going on that does build desire. Okay, ladies? Okay, ladies. And number 10, she continuously elevates herself. New hobbies, new style, fresh ideas, new books. She's interesting. She's always doing something that's going to elevate her lifestyle, her mind, her money. Right, ladies? She has a life, okay? And women like that are always going to be intriguing. Women like that are always going to be interesting. Why? Because he is not the center of her universe. She cares about how her progress in life goes. She's interested in continuously growing and flowing, right, ladies? And that is always going to kind of spark interest from a man, because he's like, dang, she's with me, I'm with her. But it's like, I can't quite pin her down, right? She always got something going on. She's always working on herself. She's always growing. You know what I'm saying? I continuously get to watch this woman grow into a better and better version of herself. That's interesting. Okay, ladies, being the same for 10, 15 years on end, not really doing much, not really growing, that's going to get boring to anybody. Okay, ladies, you're always elevating, you're always growing, you're always learning something new, doing something new. You're willing to try new things, right? You're always elevating something. You're always working on something. You always have a goal that you're trying to accomplish. That's interesting. That's intriguing. That sparks desire. That makes a man lean into you, right, ladies? Because he's like, dang, well, I'm not the center of her universe, so I wonder what is. Right, ladies? And so you always, 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 this is a gift to you as well as the people around you. Always be elevating yourself. Okay, ladies? Well, okay then, ladies. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. I hope everything made sense. Like I told you before, your femininity is for you first. But that does not mean that other people cannot enjoy the benefit of it. Okay, ladies? So all in all, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. And if you have any other habits, that you want to share in the comments, go ahead and do that as well. But until next time, I will see you ladies on the next episode of Get 'em Girl. Bye.